Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Ironside Take30. Today we're doing Watson Knowledge Catalog 3.5. My name is Jeff Spear. I run the information management practice at Ironside, and I'm doing the intro. Doing the presentation and demo today is going to be Austin Robichaud from IBM. Morning, Austin. So Ironside is here to help you use your data to make better decisions about your business. We have a lot of Take30s coming up. We can go to the next slide and take a look at them. April 8th, I think, is still up in the air, but we've got AI use case on the 1st, analytics innovation on the 15th, Cognos 11.2, and developing a data strategy and roadmap on the 29th. So please register if you haven't already and attend all these that interest you. And we've also got a bunch of previous recordings from Take30s in the past, and the link on the right will take you there. Ironside has a bunch of different capabilities to help you make better decisions with your data. Everything from strategic advisory, designing, and that includes UX, data modeling, building out reports, dashboards, visualizations, as well as data warehouses, as well as machine learning implementations, making sure it all gets productionalized and deployed, and making sure it's all properly governed. And that can be master data management, that can be data lineage, that can be data catalogs. And then we'll also help you manage it. We can actually host your servers. We can manage servers that you have. But basically, we've got a very high-level view of things as well as a very detailed implementation experience. And so if you want more information on any of that, please contact me or Debbie or go to our website. And with that, I will pass it over to Austin.
Thank you very much, Jeff. I appreciate it.
You bet.
So I'm going to be talking this morning about how to deliver business-ready data using Watson Knowledge Catalog powered by IBM CloudPak for data. And so when we talk about business-ready data, I think it works really well with what Jeff was just saying around using your data to make better decisions, because ultimately those decisions are only as good as the data that underlies them. Your models, your reports, your dashboards are only going to be as informing to your business as the data that powers them. And so what we do here with Watson Knowledge Catalog is deliver that data faster so that you can use it for your business advantage. So quickly, I'll just brief privacy note here. Anything we say here is based on futures and will adapt to the market as well as our customers' needs. And let's go ahead and get into one of the central principles behind Watson Knowledge Catalog. And this is data ops. It's a little bit like what DevOps did for IT, but for data. So it's the coordination in a methodology around people, process, and technology so that you can continuously deliver high quality data, because it takes collaboration and automation to help an organization drive agility and speed and to take up those new initiatives at scale. And so it orchestrates people and process to give you trusted quality data quickly. And so how does Watson Knowledge Catalog really support those use cases? Well, it combines data governance, data quality, and data cataloging. And that's one thing I really want you to take away from this session is that our customers, the market, analysts, everyone is talking about data ops because data quality in a vacuum doesn't do you any good unless you can get the data into your hands of your consumers via catalog. But you need to govern your catalog in order to make sure that the people are seeing the right things, you're enforcing your policies, and you're complying with regulation. So with one end-to-end product around data operations to solve for your data governance, your data quality, and your data cataloging needs allows you to know your data, to trust it, and then to go ahead and use it all in one solution. So let's talk about what those three categories really mean here. So this is all in one experience, all in IBM's Carbon 10 design language, which I'm going to show you in just a few minutes. I've got a couple slides, and then we're going to get right into live demo this morning. So data governance. You need to build out your business glossary, have policies around how your business enforces data standards, use reference data to ensure the quality of your information, lineage to track things over time, classifications to support regulatory needs. With respect to quality, you need automation, not just at one point in time, but continuously to detect data quality issues, find out where your most valuable data lies, and to discover that data from source to target to user. In terms of consumption, you can't just throw this all in one place. You need policy enforcement, you need search for self-service, you need social collaboration so that your teams can all work together in one place and know your data, trust your data, and use your data. So I'm really here to talk about today what is new in Watson Knowledge Catalog 3.5? So this is our most recent release. We have a new release coming up in about a month now. And so what did we do for 3.5? This is something that I really want to focus on today. So categories, you may hear these things referred to as communities, but essentially it allows you to scale your governance using inheritance so that you can govern the way that you govern, so that you can quickly add users to only see the parts of your business glossary and your catalog that matter to them. In terms of workflow, building a custom integration with our open source flowable engine. This allows for global workflows, so an IT professional can build whatever workflows they need on top of that governance catalog quality solution in the context of their business. In terms of reference data, we're supporting more complexity, because in order to fight the complexity of data, you need to fight it with complexity so that you can make things simple for your data consumers. So establishing hierarchies, relationships, and supporting the ability to map those reference data values in between sets so that you can govern across your landscape, not only in your data, but also in how you are governing. With respect to the catalog, we're now supporting custom assets in the catalog, Cobalt copybooks, so things like BI reports or even Harry Potter books I've seen, and one customer, giving you the ability to govern whatever custom assets you need to, whether it's a Photoshop file or a BI report. In terms of data quality and discovery, really excited about this. We've got a brand new look and feel in that Carbon 10 design language, and the ability to have a much faster, more reliable way to pull a data asset from your data source into your catalog, make sure it's governed, it's properly tagged, it's of quality, and then get right into your catalog, into the hands of those consumers so that they can go train a model, build a BI report, and leverage it for your business advantage. And so rounding out here, global connection. So one place in this platform that you can use for data virtualization, for Watson Knowledge Catalog, for training models in Watson Studio. So one place where you can manage all your connections to all of your data sources. And then finally, we're supporting new upgrades around infrastructure and integration. So better disaster recovery, backup and restore. We're supporting new versions of OpenShift, and we're even releasing new products around test data management. So building on IBM's history in this space. So that's all I have for slides, folks. I hope I didn't lose you there. We're going to go right into a demo. So I'm going to show you discovery. So how do you analyze, identify, find, and then catalog your data assets at scale in the context of your enterprise? Your catalog, searching, exploring, and then using data assets while they're protected. Your governance artifacts. So how can I use those categories to restrict access to only those who need it quickly so I can accelerate time to value? Policies to allow me to mask, redact, to conceal my data so that I can comply with regulatory standards. And then data quality, allowing you to do deeper investigation and workflows that support across all of this functionality, the ability to govern your data in the context of your business. And then we'll jump right into Q&A, and you can feel free to ask away. So I'm going to jump out of these slides quickly, and we're going to go right into IBM CloudPak for Data. So you can see here, I'm at this home page, and I'm going to show you, this is Watson Knowledge Catalog version 3.5. So this is our latest major release. And what I'm going to do here is go into this left-hand navigation panel. So you can see here it's organized in the way that how do you access and use your data? How do you collaborate with other users, your catalogs, and also your governance. So we're going to focus here at first, and I'm going to go into data discovery. And what data discovery is really about is scaling understanding and scaling governance using automation, ML, AI, using linguistic matching. And basically our proprietary technology allows you to optimize for the productivity of the data steward so that you can reach into DB2, Oracle, or even Salesforce.com, pull that data into your catalog and make sure it is properly governed. So let me show you how I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to create a new quick scan job. I'm going to select a connection. So this is my banking data in DB2. And I'm going to hit browse here. And this is one of the great things that we did in 3.5 is allowing users to really look into their source data so that they can make the best decisions possible. So I just expanded this banking database here, and I can see all of my schemas. I can search for those schemas, and then I can go ahead and select them. So what this allows me to do is, and our competitors really struggle to offer this, is something we've worked on for years with IBM Research, to be able to give you the ability to select exactly the data you need, generate the right insights for your business, and then you're off to the races. So I'm just going to select those things. I'm going to select my project here, And then I'm looking at these discovery options. So you've got profiling and column analysis. So giving you a profile of your data, detecting suspect values, data quality. So giving you a score for every record in every table and at every column level as well, giving you the ability to see your data quality across multiple dimensions that we've tuned over time, and assigning terms using machine learning. So giving you the ability to assign business context in the context of your business. So instead of hitting discover through the magic of demos right here, what I'm going to do is hit action required. And it might have even been faster for me to actually just run that job, because I've seen a job like that run in less than a couple minutes. But what I'm going to do is jump into this job right here. And you can see all of these filtering options on the side. This is really built so that you can scale all of your governance needs. So immediately, right away, I am met with the ability to see, okay, how many of these assets that I discovered are already in my catalog? What business terms were assigned? What data classes were found? If I'm someone in risk, like the alarm bells are going off right now because we're seeing some PII data that maybe shouldn't have belonged in these schemas. I can quickly see my data quality at a glance, and then I'm going to go ahead and drill into it. So I'm seeing here we've got 871 columns in these schemas, and let's say that I'm really looking for information that is lying where it shouldn't. So we're seeing some customer identifiers, some credit cards detected. I'm going to go ahead, filter to these things. I can filter by quality score, by status, where it was suggested and assigned. And these suggestions are coming not only from the metadata values, but also from the data values themselves. So really using that to mimic what a human would do around data stewardship, so that you can scale those efforts, move faster, and get that data into the hands of your consumers so that you can make better business decisions. So I'm going to go in here, take a look. These column names check out. I see the business terms. These have been automatically assigned. We're pretty confident here. And then I'm going to go ahead, maybe investigate this a little bit deeper. I can drill down, but for the sake of the demo here, what I'm going to do is take a selection of these tables, select them. I've investigated these, their quality, they're ready to go. I'm going to hit publish, select a catalog, and I can go ahead and publish those data assets, and those will be ready, governed, and in the hands of my data consumers right away. So I'm going to pause here, take a sip of water, and any questions, please go right ahead.
All right, I'm muting there. We had one question come in, which is, you mentioned a couple types of data sources. What other types of data sources can be cataloged?
Yes, absolutely. So what I'm going to do here is go to a link after I'm done doing the demo, maybe during the Q&A. I'll plop that link into the chat, and then you can go and investigate. It's a number of different data sources. So we've got your typical relational databases, the more legacy or less traditional ones, as well as things like Salesforce, Tableau, Looker. We've got a great variety of things that can be cataloged. So let me throw that link in the chat, and then you can investigate further. All right, so for the sake of time, I'm going to move on ahead now. So remember, we just published those data assets to a catalog. Now I'm going to show you what it's like for that data consumer to come into the catalog. Maybe I'm a data scientist, maybe I'm a business analyst. And what I have to do is go and leverage this information. So I might be training a model. I might be just looking for information to generate a report. My business has a need, and that is going to be today around customers. So what do we know about our customers? Some exec sends my boss an email, and we need to get a report into that executive's hands by Monday morning. What I'm going to do is go to my catalog, and I'm going to click this data asset. And what I'm actually going to do right now is switch personas. So you see here, I just switched my screen. I'm now logged in as Austin, and I'm not an admin in this account. I actually don't have all of those permissions here. And that is really important because I'm not the owner of this data asset. The owner of this data asset is actually that admin. So the admin can see everything within this data asset, but I'm your lowly business analyst here, and I'm not allowed to see email addresses. I really shouldn't be. So you can see here, if I click here, you can see that this column has been masked. So we have a data protection rule that says if it's an email address that has been automatically detected, like we just saw in that previous experience around discovering data, we're going to go ahead and mask that. Same thing with credit cards here. This information has all been redacted. So when your data consumers go into your catalog, the process of automating that governance, automating the ability to ensure that you're not at risk here that your data consumers are only seeing what they should be able to see. That is very much automated here. And so when I go into this profile tab, all of that rich analysis, the automatic assignment of business terminology, of identifying data classification, seeing frequency values, profiling, and generating these statistics to help me understand and vet the quality of my data, that's all going to be here in this profile tab. And then I can also jump into my activities, see how this data asset has changed over time, who has impacted it, and really understand what is the provenance of this data, give me the ability to, in a lightweight way, see how this thing has changed and be able to understand its metamorphosis over time. So that's what a data asset looks like in my marketing catalog. So we just went from DB2 to analyzing that asset, making sure it's quality, and now we're getting it into that data catalog. So let's go ahead, and I want to check out, so I'm going to close this out actually, and we're back here, and I want to check out categories, because this is an area that we really worked on for our newest version. What categories essentially do is allow users, someone like a data steward, someone in charge of the business glossary, to very granularly but easily affect the security around their governance artifacts. So I'm talking about things like business terms, data classes, the way that you mark up business information in your catalog. So you can see here that I've got my mortgage default analysis. You can see the description. So this is all related to one project, right? So I have subcategories, and I can also see the governance artifacts here. When I expand this panel, this is something that we're really focusing on here, is the ability to have extensibility, see the mappings across the way that I govern, understand how everything is connected, and be able to scale all of my efforts. And one way that I can do that is through access control. So you can see here that Austin, as a collaborator, is added to this category here. So I'm an editor and admin. This is very granular. So it gives me the ability to, if I need to delete or affect an asset, I have those permissions. But say Austin just left the company, and we need to make sure that they're not going to be able to use any of our mortgage default analysis information anymore, or they moved into a different business segment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit remove here, and then very easily I can see when I drill into this subcategory, it's giving me the ability to, I removed Austin from the overarching parent category. I'm no longer able to access this subcategory either. So scaling the way that you onboard users to your business, onboard people to your stewardship, and make sure that people can only impact and assign those governance artifacts that make sense for them in the context of your business. So then, and I will take any questions as we go here, but for the sake of time, this is a pretty fast demo. I'm going to go in and show you what one of those rules looks like around defining who can see what about a data asset. So you can see here all of these types of rules here. So you've got both the English language as well as the technical information that backs that up. So I can see here, this is a governance rule, but when I drill down, I can see these data protection rules. What this enables me to do is, and remember, that email address that we saw about that data asset earlier, that was blocked, right? That didn't allow Austin as a user to be able to see those email addresses. So here you can see in very simple language, this piece of logic that says, if a business term has been assigned that is an email address, redact that data. So don't allow users who shouldn't be allowed to see those email addresses to access that PII. And these can be customized, whatever matters to the scope of your business. So I'm going to quickly move on here, and I'm going to jump a little bit further into data quality. And what really unites all of this story is the ability to quickly get your data into the hands of your consumers, make sure it is quality, it's governed, and it is protected in one platform. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into this data quality program project. And what this is a place for me to deeply analyze data quality. So say I've got some 360 data, I've got some things that really, really matter to my business. What this is going to do is allow me to have quick ways to see what is going on across my data landscape, how is my data quality conforming, and I can drill down and take a deeper look into my data asset. So when I go in here, I can see really granular information about the quality scores, not only at the table level, but at the column level. And then I can drill in and see where were suspect values found? And this is something that I think is really interesting, patent protected technology, that we basically train a model on 70 different dimensions, bigrams, trigrams, frequency distributions, patterns in the data, just like a human being can see patterns in the data, to give a quick way to automatically find suspect values across your data landscape. So I get a score based on these suspect values. I can drill into them, download them, and very quickly see, well, this payment method, this column looks like it might be trouble, or this long distance column, this might be an issue. And I could write all of these rules myself, but what is beautiful about this tool is it comes out of the box with 11 data quality dimensions, comes out of the box with over 160 data rules, so that you can specifically govern your data landscape, and it allows you to scale. So using ML and AI to assign business context and then reacting upon that business context to better qualify your data quality and give you very granular, fast information to understand why is my data not quality, how do I go ahead and fix that, and all within one platform. So that is data quality. And then I'm going to show one last thing here in terms of 3.5, and that's the task inbox. And I want you to really focus here. Everything that I've shown today looks exactly alike. It feels exactly alike. And that's because it's built on IBM's Carbon 10 design language. And this is an open source language contributed to across all of IBM. So product managers like me, designers, developers, every day we're using the scale of IBM to deliver better experiences, reusing code, and shipping things faster so that we can get familiar, useful, consistent experiences into the hands of our consumers faster. So we did a lot of work in 3.5 to release this Carbon 10 design language and to release all of these experiences that have been upgraded. They're more intuitive and they make sense in the context of my business. So finally, we've got this task inbox. So maybe I am a data steward here. I can see what tasks have been assigned to me, by whom. I can claim these tasks, set due dates, see what has been completed and requested. This is giving me an inbox for my data activities and giving me fundamentally the ability to, in the context of my business, develop workflows so that I can govern the way that I govern and have easy ways to create business processes from business patterns. And so that is a quick skinny on IBM Watson Knowledge Catalog. I talked very, very fast there, but I did it in the nick of time. And it looks like we've got 6 minutes for questions.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Austin. Very nice job. Yep. We do have one question that came in. Can you use
Jeff,
this?
I can hear you now. Can you hear?
Okay, good. Oh, perfect. Okay. So while we're asking questions, we've just got, if you're interested, there's a 60-day trial, and the links are there, whether you're a SaaS customer or not. The question is, can this be used to automatically discover new data as it comes in to, say, a data lake?
Yes, absolutely. So that data discovery functionality that I showed right at the beginning, schedule that, whether it's on an hourly, a daily, or a weekly basis, point it to those schemas and those, import them, and then do that analysis. So as things enter your data lake and govern the speed of your business, you can have most fresh insights, most fresh about.
Yeah, it came in sort of all at the end. I think we got the gist of the answer, which is that you can schedule data discovery to scan as needed, which is definitely helpful. The other question that just came in is, how does this relate to CloudPak in general and also other IBM tools like Information Governance Catalog and Information Analyzer?
Right, absolutely. And that's a great question. So the way that this relates to CloudPak for Data is Watson Knowledge Catalog is available in the base of CloudPak for Data. So you deploy it like any other service, like Watson Studio for your data science needs, like data virtualization. So you just provision it using your CloudPak for Data base license. And with respect to IGC and IA, we're taking those decades of learning from Information Governance Catalog, from Information Analyzer, bringing them into this new product with those new experiences, with these enhancements around AI, ML, and giving you one consolidated tool so that you can govern your data in a quality and a consumable way.
Actually, a question that I had as I was watching this, one of the things you mentioned in 3.5 is enhancements to the workflow. How does the workflow work with the governance operations that you were demoing?
Right, so right out of the box, we give you the ability to govern your governance artifacts. So this is a way that I could request a new business term to be created by a data steward, to request edits to those terms. So right out of the box, we have governance about those governance artifacts. And we already have users deploying different solutions on top of this open source flowable engine. It's an industry standard, so an IT user can create one of those workflows, plug in across Watson Knowledge Catalog, and have those workflows apply across the entire platform in the context of your business.
Excellent. Another question we got is more about, I guess, change management or adoption. So how do I, get my organization to adopt these kinds of governance standards and policies?
Absolutely. And so one of the things that we have here is this data ops methodology is agreed upon by analysts, by different companies. It's something that everybody is getting on the bandwagon. And so we offer a variety of different services, workshops, so that we can come in, show IBM's take on how to effectively govern across your business and use that data ops methodology. And so one of the things that we say here is that you have to first prove out the value. So understanding requirements that might be coming up, what does the business need, and connecting that with how you can do that technically. IBM has done that for hundreds of customers over time. So giving you the ability to learn based on all of IBM's experience across consulting, across product, and showing the value so that your business can see that value and go ahead and adopt these best practices.
Great. I think we have time for one last question. Where do you see the data governance, data quality market going in the future?
Absolutely. I think this is a great question. A lot of people a few years ago talked about data being the new fuel. We like to think that data is actually a lot more like water. It's best served well filtered, fresh, with known origins and quality. So when we think about that, how does water get delivered faster? Through automation, through removing the human element so that you can scale the productivity of your stewards and your users, and through delivering that data through an integrated pipeline in one place, in one tool. And that's Watson Knowledge Catalog, powered by CloudPak for Data.
Excellent. Thank you very much. If we can go to the last slide, which is just a recap of upcoming Take30s. Again, I think Debbie's going to post a link in the chat, but please, we encourage you to register and attend for any or all of these. We'll be announcing the April 8th one shortly. We're just having that conversation this morning. But I hope to see everyone at many of these. And again, if you have questions that weren't answered here, please reach out to us. We'd be happy to talk to you about Watson Knowledge Catalog in more detail, or any of the other topics that we've covered in the past or are going to be covering in the future. And with that, we're at the bottom of the half hour. So I just want to thank Austin and thank everyone for attending, and hope everyone has a good rest of your day.
Thank you very much, folks.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Austin. And I also, besides putting this registration link in the chat, I also put the trial links in there so that folks could pull them down if they wanted to. And thank you. Have a great day. And also, you can email here-to-help@ironsidegroup.com. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.